Greetings, everyone. We are live again. Dynasty Mirror Search for Huru. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you hit that like button once you're in the chat room. Also, tour. We are rolling to Sierra Leone. Again, we are rolling to Sierra Leone. If you'd like to join us, hit me up, send me a message. You have a couple more slots left. So please, please, if you're interested in joining, come and roll. Sly, I'm gonna address your comment. Seems like you're very upset in the chat section, so I'm gonna address that. So what else do we have here? Hit that like button, share, subscribe. Please, excuse me. Also, make sure you go to dynastymirror.com and again tour. If you're interested in joining us in Sierra Leone, hit me up and I will holler back. So let's see here. I want to address this comment by Sly. And Sly, you're more than welcome to call in. Bro, let's be honest. Had you made it to NFL, you wouldn't be thinking about the Black community or Africa for that matter. See, I disagree because I've always been engaged with the Black community, even back when I was playing football. You be somewhere with your white wife, like living a white life like every other professional ball player. Well, the reality is the majority of Black football players are not dating white, aren't married to white women. So I don't know what. And what is a white life? I mean, let's expand on that. What is considered a white life? You know, your kids are in good schools and good private schools. You live in a good community. It's like whenever you do better, whenever you achieve, whenever you have nice things, you know, whenever you get out the hood, you know, all of a sudden you're living a white life. You know, when you want better for yourself, for some reason, it's associated with living a white life. But the majority of athletes aren't married. The majority of Black athletes aren't married to white women. Actually, they're married to Black women. So let's see here. What else do we have here? Escapism is a white life. I don't even understand that. You have some feedback, Fajimoni.
Okay, I thought I did. Let me try to correct that.
Let's see here.
This because this is my laptop. I
You
don't know
aren't
what the hell.
saving anyone but yourself, and you need to watch how you speak. I could bring several people on here, more than several, plenty of people on here who, yeah, you still got the feedback, Fajimoni.
Oh man.
Who have told me. In fact, O'Shea was on here. Me and O'Shea did a show earlier today. Yeah, Fajimoni, I still got that feedback, bro.
All right, let me try to correct it. I'm gonna put my cell phone. I'm gonna put my iPhone on.
Yeah.
Give me a second to connect to my iPhone for you.
Okay.
You heard me?
You say you can get on your iPhone?
Yeah, I'm gonna use my iPhone right now.
Okay.
So
All
I
right.
don't know how to turn this off.
Well, just turn this off and then just click the link on your iPhone. Escapism is a white life. I don't understand what am I escaping? So me, I guess, putting Africa first, right, and building in Africa is a white life. I don't get that. I don't. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, they just get mad. I don't know. They just get mad. So trying to save the Black community is like saving a bunch of people from a sinking ship, only to have them come aboard and start destroying your ship too. I agree. I live here in Atlanta. And the Black community died when we integrated. There we go. When we integrated is when the Black community died. There's no such thing as a Black community. When we integrated is when the Black community died. I agree. But Brother Fajimoni, Mykael, he's a community activist in Chicago, actually. Brother is based in Chicago, and he will be breaking down. You know, I think he's best fit to really discuss and go in regards as to the Black community worth saving. I can say this: we continue to vote against our own interests. Uh, we don't have a system of accountability. We don't hold those in our community who are tearing the community up accountable for anything. In fact, we coddle them. You have the court system. Divorce rates are at a all-time high. The schools in the Black community suck. I mean, it's just so much. Our so-called Black leadership, they're all of them cashed out this year. So once Joe Biden got elected, they all cashed out, nowhere to be found. I could just go on and on and on. The Black community is the only community where our entertainers have a voice when it comes to politics. Fajimodi, that's so much better.
All right. iPhone does the job, man.
So much better, man. What other stuff you had going on? I don't know what you had going on. But Fajimodi, brother. So you're a community activist in Chicago.
Yes, sir.
So topic, first of all, introduce yourself, tell people who you are, what you do. And the topic is trying to save the Black community. Is it worth the time in America? Trying to save it. Like, especially with policies that make you dependent on communities who don't care about you. So, Fajimodi, go ahead and introduce yourself and then go in.
All right, you'd be surprised in the brother with your shows. I can tell people right now, when you have a show, man, it's like real and just what the topic is right now. So it's fresh. So I am called Fajimoni in my priesthood name. Some people call me Complex. So you see the title Fajimoni, aka Complex.
Complex, that's your new name, ain't it?
Yeah, that's my new name.
Yeah, shout out to brother Complex, my new brother here. Go ahead, Fi.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm in Chicago. I've been in part of getting laws passed with the Senate or Congress. I've been a part of strategic planning for a lot of community organizations. Like a lot of people, I'm an unknown face, unseen face usually. People in the shy, they see me right now, they know me. Those who don't, that's on you, it's your fault. But effectiveness, I've been a part of that. So I've been against Disciple, allegedly, because we on camera. Prince Hall Freemason, Kappa Alpha Psi, Moore Science Temple number 9, Aboriginal Republic of North America. I've been that, man. I've been with Imam Isa Al Hadi Al Mahdi.
Dr.
I've
Malachi.
been Nation of Islam. I mean, Hebrew, few things, bro. Christian, baptized 3 times. And it's all love because everything in life is a degree, and it's a degree and a step up, and everything elevates you. So I appreciate everything I've been able to be in, and I appreciate every teacher I've been able to be under. So with that said, let's go, bro.
Okay, so in Chicago, is saving the Black community worth the stress?
I mean,
and let's step back for a second.
Okay.
Let's break down some of the great leaders of Chicago. Fred Hampton tried to save the Black community. Somebody within the community snitched on him, right? I mean, am I right?
You are so unfair, bro, but I got you.
I mean, am I right?
You right, though. Ain't nothing I can say.
Somebody in the Black community, he was trying to save the Black community. It was somebody in his own community who snitched on him.
Yes,
and had him set up the murder. Am I right? Am I right or wrong?
No, you're right.
All right, let's deal with your boy Hoover, right?
Which Hoover? President?
Larry Hoover, right?
Oh, Chief Larry Hoover. Okay, I got you. Free Larry, everybody. Free Larry.
Free Larry was trying to do the right thing. Now he started with the GD. Which one did he start?
It was actually just called the Gangsters, just playing out gangsters, and then it became Gangster Disciples when he melded with the Disciples with David Barksdale.
Now we see what's going on with GDs now. So something that was meant for good has just went out of control. Am I right or wrong? I mean, and correct. And Fauji Money, you are more than welcome to step in anytime and say, Dynast, we need to look at the bigger picture, holistic approach. Like what? Am I right or wrong?
Oh, I will. Well, it didn't get out of control. It was the same thing we've dealt with as a people for all of our lives. Whether you call it tribalism or organization or whatever you want to call it, it didn't get out of hand. We as a people on the continent of Africa, we've been from Igbo to Akan to Yoruba to Zulu, and they have other names. I'm gonna name the ones that history taught us, but I understand that they have other names that I do not and have not yet learned how to pronounce. But we've been tribally and ethnically and culturally in our own organizations and secret societies way before we even got to America. Let's be clear on that. So this is not the American thing where we have these community, maybe political differences, but when it comes down to it, we've all been together. So Larry Hoover, Chief Malik, free Chief Malik too. Love to the Black Peace Stone Nation.
Who was the other guy? Okay, there was Larry Hoover, and who was the other on the other side? What was his name? Help me out.
Chief Malik.
No. Okay, did he have a name? What was his real name before Chief Malik?
I don't really know his government name, but Chief Malik is the leader of the Black Peace Stone Nation. They set him up.
Right. Who started the Black Peace Stone Nation? Damn, we lost you. Your light.
No, I'm here. This just went dark. I'm gonna turn my light on.
Okay. Jeff Fort. Jeff Fort.
Yeah, Jeff Fort. Okay. Yeah, in Chicago it's Chief Malik, but yeah, Jeff Fort. My bad for not remembering. Jeff Fort, I think L or Bay, Moore Science Temple. He and Larry Hoover were both members and are both members. Last time I knew of the Moore Science Temple of America, actually. So their spiritual philosophies are actually in common. Little do people know. So they both follow Islam from what I've been taught. Moore Science Temple of America. So the Moors call themselves the Moors, Black Peace Stone Nation, but GDs don't subscribe more likely to more science. But
of course they don't. The new GDs don't.
But I can't knock the new GDs. This is the same program, Dynast, that's been going on for the longest. If America goes to Afghanistan and American soldiers disrupt how Afghanistan runs its things, then there's going to be disruption. There's going to be new leadership. There's going to be a shift between older, younger, middle age. That happens, Dynast. Let's be real about war politics.
But this is the problem I have about this is the difference. And you brought up the tribes in Africa. And, you're, I guess, comparing that to what's going on in America. Like Jay-Z said, we're killing each other over shit we don't own. O Block is owned by the city of Chicago, right?
What? I don't think so. I believe O Block got bought by private people, actually.
Okay, that's even worse.
I got you.
That's the problem. We're killing each other over streets and hoods and projects that we don't even own, that we pay subsidized rent in. Section 8 rent in. Am I right or wrong?
All right. Can I ask you a question?
I got an answer. Go ahead.
Who pays for Section 8?
The taxpayers.
All right. The people who live over there taxpayers?
Okay, I hear what you're saying.
If they buy flaming hots with meat on it, they pay taxes though, Dynast. You know what? Yeah, you know what? This is a different guess you got today.
The problem. Now, but this is the problem. Let's talk about their tax bracket. How much taxes are they paying? And I guarantee they get more back in taxes than they do pay taxes. I am willing to bet that they get more back in taxes because the kid voucher, whatever you want to call it, than they pay taxes.
Okay, is this a child-friendly show? Like, how many words can we say, man?
No, do you think, man? No, this ain't child friendly. Go ahead. We adults. Go
All
ahead.
right, so I'm gonna say this. I ain't the Internal Revenue Service, so I ain't gonna bust them out about their business. Now, the only IRS I work for is the I run shit. The same one they know. So that tax bracket, from what I know, all the rappers they got, all the hustles they got, they tax bracket is above what's reported, though. And you know this, Dynasty. You know, when you can buy...
But you said hustle. What? Okay, see, I don't want to go there. You said the hustles they running. Come on. I don't want to talk about that. But that's what you don't call it. But I don't want to talk about that here. I mean, okay, here we go. The hustles that they running, how are they taking that money and building and benefiting the community? The hustles that they're running. We're talking in code. I just, it's none of my business.
But we got to talk in code because you never know. Like when Richard Pryor and his stick with the Black Panther Party, and the reason the FBI really looked into Richard Pryor was because he dropped money off at the door, whether he threw it or not, or Nipsey Russell, not Nipsey Hussle, Nipsey Russell, the actor, when they threw money at the Black Panther Party on the porch. People don't know what these people are actually doing with their money. You don't know what campaign they're really helping out. And I'm not at liberty to say which campaign they're helping. I know you're finna go, Dynasty, but I'm not at liberty to say which campaigns they're helping out with. But when y'all have people on y'all shows that have no plug really to the streets, they can't say what I'm about to say. Some of this money you think is going somewhere negative is going somewhere positive. And it can't be talked about. I'm just going to be real with you. All of it is negative, Luke.
So with that being said, where can I view these positive works? Like, where is the fruit? Of the tree, the fruit where I can view these positive works. Okay, I've heard this before. I've heard this before. But if you just look at the numbers, all right, the numbers are getting worse and worse and worse and worse. So again, where can I see this positivity where this money is being distributed? Now they might have a food drive. They might give out toys for kids in the hood. That's fine. That is fine. But again, where can I see this this money at work?
Oh man, where? In Chicago, you mean, right? Just Chicago.
Yeah, anywhere. Yeah.
In Chicago, you can see this money at work with several grassroots organizations. Like the media focuses on Black Lives Matter.
That's right. Yeah, that's
and what's the other organization with the Yvette Cornell and all them?
ADOS and all, yeah.
Which is the same as Black Lives Matter as far as we concerned in Chicago. It's the same, actually.
FBA.
So that some of that money actually goes. They're never going to report it, but it goes there. You think George Soros is the only person that's funding these organizations? Man, listen, it's Gangster Disciples, Vice Lords, 4CH, Black Peace Stone Nation, and so many other people, bro, that are sending money to good causes. Like everybody ain't just out there like hustling and banging. Like Chicago is a city of 77 communities. And what you hear on the news is mainly about 7 out of 77 communities, which means they're not telling you that there are 70 communities that are not experiencing what you all are being programmed to see. There are 70 neighborhoods in this city that ain't worried about these things that y'all see on mass media. Not all media, just mass media, bro. So the money can go to the UNIA. Chicago has a branch of the UNIA. What's that called? UNIA, Negro Improvement Association.
Yeah, I know.
United Negro Improvement Association. Malcolm X's organization, OAAU, Organization of African American Unity, is still here in Chicago. More Scientific for America. Like a lot of those monies, as well as monies that come from what people would call good. The question is this, Donnie, what is good money? Like, if the government of America pays for money to go destroy another country, is that good money, bro? Why we get down on the black folks?
Of course not.
This country sends money to so many organizations that should be seen as terrorists. But I ain't gonna go there. I'm trying to live. So
No, 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 I understand. Trust me, you already know that. But I'm saying how you look at the numbers
uh-huh.
overall. The numbers are just declining in favor of the black community here in America. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, where is this money going that you're saying is going towards good causes?
But my answer to you was no one that's actually doing the work is going to tell you. Like Richard Pryor didn't tell you where his money went. The FBI COINTELPRO book and papers told you where his money went that they didn't like about Richard Pryor that made the FBI study Richard Pryor. There's some things new. If we talked about where his money really goes, come on, let's be real, bro. We be like stopping the pipeline of real people who doing real help. And I know somebody right now on your channel who's doing real help who can't talk about it because they don't want no heat, bro.
Heat,
So
okay,
I'm gonna tell you.
heat from who? Like, why is it always got to be a big secret? Who heat from who? Where's the heat coming from? I mean, here's the thing. Listen, no, hold on. This is the problem. So I put myself out there. All right. I started Skid Row, feeding the homeless. I started doing community work, Nickerson Gardens, and well, not Nickerson. It's a private across the street from Nickerson Gardens and Watts. Imperial Courts across the street from Watts. So I've been active in the community. I'm doing my work in Africa now.
Got you.
No secret, no cap. Like, it's out there. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, who are these evil forces that if you build a community center in the hood, I'm trying to understand, like.
But you see the example I gave you. Richard Pryor was just one. I gave you a second one. Nipsey
Right.
Russell, the actor. Harry Belafonte. So many other
Right.
people. Jay-Z, you mentioned earlier, supposedly, from what I heard, I'm not sure. Jay-Z had supposedly had money involved
Peace, people.
in the CCA for the prison system. So on one end, if Jay-Z tells you his money goes to the good area, ain't nobody tracing except for Nas when he put in his rap Ether. Nobody caught on. And Kanye, that bitch little small episode where somebody said, you also funding on the other end what they're doing to the people.
Mm-hmm.
So the money trail leads you to being an all-out gangster if you have to be, because you follow the money trail. If you were able to do things, Dynast, that you were able to do before, following that money trail would change shit. Because when they know you know the money trail, I'm promising you, and I'm saying I'm promising you, that's when that hidden enemy steps up.
Okay,
And
guys,
they can hide themselves from you.
Guys, hit that like button. Also, tour Sierra Leone. We have a couple spots available if you want to roll to Sierra Leone with the citizenship tour. So if you have the right paperwork, you're eligible for citizenship as well. Sierra Leone, November 19th. Hit me up. Brother Mojo, go ahead.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Good to see you, bro. I haven't been online in a long minute, but I seen this pop up in my feed, the topic, and it's an interesting topic, and it's something that's like near and dear to my heart. And I'm kind of with you on this one, Dynast. I think that by and large, like the black community is doomed, particularly in America, and it's because there is no black community. We can't agree. And like in the comments, I was mentioning like how bro here is speaking is like a prime example of one of the biggest issues. Like my man said, he'd been a part of almost every black organization or black philosophy, right, from Moorish Temple to Hebrew Israelites, right? Now imagine if just one officer from each one of those groups had a biannual meeting just to say, okay, well, this is the goal that we're all working on for black people together. Keep your religion, keep your RBG flags, keep whatever you're doing as a single organization, but we come together because we still have one vision, which is to get away from these people or to have an actual black nation, even if it is in America. And that's why I could quickly say cut the crap. I can't speak for Chicago. I'm not from Chicago. I don't know Chicago street life or anything like that. But when we talk about black people in general, there is no we or us to talk about and discuss. And it's really fascinating how we could be online and like you could look in your chat and a lot of people will be saying the same thing. But then when it's like, okay, well, why don't we all get together? I'm talking about we have all kind of online. We got iPhones, we got FaceTimes, we got Facebook, we got Instagram. We could make our own apps these days. There's black people who know how to make apps. We can make our own social media apps if we want to and do something together. And I promise you, all of that boogeyman stuff about like wife, that's why it was like I was like laughing when my man was like when you ask a simple question like, well, if people are doing blah 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 in the hood and reinvesting, like where's the fruits of it? And then it's like, oh, it's like invisible. It's like invisible, right? And I'm like, cut the crap, man. Like straight up, like you don't have to hide that you're building a community center. You don't have to hide that you're doing weekend schools where you teaching black education to the kids. You don't have to hide that stuff. They're not just gonna come and beat you up. They're just not gonna come and get you and snatch you up and just hang you because you're trying to do for the black community, because they know that we done because we're disorganized. It's as simple as that. We're done because we're disorganized. We don't want to come together to do anything. And at the end of the day, I will say it till the cows come. There is no we or us. And the proof is in the pudding, just like that. I say you could look at the numbers, you could look at the numbers, you could look at the prison rate, and we could keep talking about how it's white folks doing it, but we actually do have opportunities to do what the hell we need to do as a people if we gave a damn. Nobody's stopping us from getting a passport and going to visit and going to Africa. As a people, everybody could say, you know what? I want to go and visit Sierra Leone in June. Who coming with me? And everybody who be talking all that RBG, all that Black Power stuff, could say, man, these people going to Sierra Leone. Man, these people going to Liberia. Man, these people, there's nothing stopping us from doing that. Nothing. But we don't want to do anything together. We just want to sit and booty shake. We want to talk about how good we look, how fresh we are, how many hoes we got, how many dudes we got, and all this yada, yada, yada. But when it comes down to actually having power as a people, we really don't want that. That's like a cardinal sin. And that's just what I see. Like the proof is in the pudding. We could like talk all this stuff and all this fantasy stuff, but the proof is in real life, in real time, what is happening to our people continuously. Just the other week, I seen a young brother found his body, had pieces of his skull missing, his organs gone. Just a couple of weeks ago, I seen it. Man, no, I don't want to say that it was in Chi-Town, but it actually could have been.
Do you mean Jelani Day?
It really could have been. I think it was in Chi-Town too, man. I think that was his name, though.
But it's not Chicago. But yeah, Jelani
But
Day.
but that's just one of them. That's just one that made the news. Black girls missing all across the United States, all the time, and nobody does nothing. But guess what, though, Dynast and brother Complex, there's hundreds of RBG groups. There's hundreds of people marching in streets, come to my gun show and all that old stuff. Nobody is getting touched, though. Nobody is getting touched except us. Nobody wants to ride and tell us on some other black people. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. But yeah, man, by and large, we are done because we won't come together on one mission for anything. And that's real. Truth is the truth, man.
Go ahead, Fajimon.
I appreciate brother, I appreciate you. And I agree with you in part and disagree with you in part. I agree with you that the solution is not a special speech if I have a dream. The solution is not a Ballad of the Buddhist speech. Solution is really what you just said, brother Umoja. Just fucking come together. I mean, really.
Yeah.
It seems simple, right? Don't it seem simple?
Only if you give a fuck. And that's why,
but it's not the case.
And that's why we gotta be really, really, really real and serious about it, because a lot of people will talk all that good stuff and say all the right stuff, but then when you say, hey, well, I know a group of people who actually trying to build relationships in Liberia right now, and all you got to do is come and get on the website, and then we'll let you in the Discord and everything else, and we could talk about what we're doing. Nobody comes. Nobody comes. And that's just and that's why I look at reality, and reality is what's happening right now. We could analyze data from top to bottom, and the truth is is the truth. Everybody will say, hey, I got my own business, support black businesses. But then when you say that's great, let's do that, but then let's take 1% of that and start putting it towards a pot so that we can save this money and take trips to the continent and start building over there. I don't want to do that. I just want my pockets to be right. I want my family. Me, 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 me. Me, 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 me. We the me people right now.
Hey,
simple as that.
Right now, we've been to meet people for a long ass time, bro. But to give a
Hey,
shout out to Diners,
hey,
though. To give
I
a shout out
promise.
to
Hang on.
Diners.
Let me just say this and leave because I got a training appointment. That's why you see I'm in this
Yeah,
big
because
ass
I see that
van.
cage in the
I'm going
back
to
of you,
train.
and I was
Yeah,
about
man.
to ask you
No,
about
it's
that
my
cage in the back
van.
of you.
Uh-huh.
It's my van. I'll be doing my personal training stuff on the
You
my little
personally
side
training
hustle.
like arresting people? What the hell that cage about?
No, I got a big ass red van. It's my van with all my workout equipment in the
I'm just
back.
messing with you, Mojo. I'm just messing with you, bro.
You ain't the first one, but I just want to tell the people to come together, man. Come together, man. Straight up. And Dynast, I I want to talk to you one of these times about getting on and talking about the BIO, man. I know I ain't seen you around in a minute, but we are planning a trip to Liberia spring of next year, man. And I want to get that shout out if I can soon.
Yeah, okay.
Have somebody come on here and talk about it, but because
Yeah,
we
yeah,
are actually trying to do something, and our focus isn't here on America. We big up everybody who trying to do stuff in America, keep that fight going, but we actually trying to actually build something on the continent for real, and not just one person doing our thing, but like as a group. So I would like to get on and shout that out if and
Well,
when I can.
I was gonna say, bro, you guys should go in December for the they're doing the
I
bicentennial.
know, I know. I'm going to Tanzania with a couple of other people. I already had that stuff, and I ain't doing it like that. I can't just travel the whole continent. But one of us, I think, is going in December. I just now found out about it like a month ago or so, and it was too late. I already got my ticket and hotel arrangements and stuff, so I'm hitting up Tanzania. But somebody is going in December, and we got the hookup with the lady. I can't think of her name off the top of my head, but I think she in Atlanta too. The sister who's she's running. I wish I could remember her name. I want to say Kim or something, but
What she
yeah,
do?
we're gonna get it.
What does
We're
she
gonna.
do? What does she
She's
do?
the she's like heading the tourist man. I couldn't even tell off the top of my head. I got her flyer and everything, and I talked to her on Facebook, but I'm on my phone, so I can't be shifting through everything. But I seen you. I still got your email, Dynast. I seen you the flyer. You done probably seen it though. But her name is Dr.
I haven't
Kim
seen
Summit. She in Atlanta too.
it.
But
Okay. Yeah, send me
I'll
the flyer.
email it to you though after. I'll email you the flyer because I definitely got it in my phone. But peace
Hey,
and
you
love.
Mojo, tell Dr. Kim
What
I
up,
said what up. I think I might know her. Tell her I said what
man?
up.
She don't want to talk to you, man, with all them X's on your name. Go.
Do a lot of
But I'm
noops.
gonna
They
holla
like a
at you.
lot of noops.
All
I'm
right.
I'm gonna holla at y'all people in a minute, man. Peace.
All right, for sure.
Peace, bro. Diners, what you want to talk about? Mutual combat zone.
No, but we got brother Pan Africanism Strikes Back on.
Can you hear me okay?
A little bit sounds like he in an echo chamber, but
Oh,
go ahead.
I like his name. That's his name from Africa, huh?
Y'all can
Jabali
can you hear me?
Munene.
Yeah, you can hear me okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Mutual combat. Who talking about mutual combat? Y'all ain't shot nobody yet.
No,
Y'all be out in the woods.
Brandon. So listen,
Don't get me started on
no, Brandon,
the
hold on, Brandon.
paramilitary black folks.
Hold on, Brandon. About a week ago, there was a shootout.
I shot more people than them.
Hold on,
I
Brandon.
ain't even talking.
Brandon, you got to be quiet for like a minute. Hold on, let me finish. In
Oh, shit.
Chicago, there was a shootout between two gangs, right? I think two people got killed or one person got killed. So they get arrested. They get let go and only charged with misdemeanors. And they said they're not going to charge them with felonies because it's mutual combat. So basically, it's the wild, wild west where you can have. I mean, this is okay, Brandon. Imagine Crenshaw and Slauson, rolling 60s and 8 Trey gangsters or Inglewood family. They start just a shootout right there on the corner. People get killed. Rival gang members get killed. And the police are just like, we're gonna charge them with misdemeanors because they're both gangs. They just shooting at each other as mutual combat.
Well, Dynast, I think that would be a good thing.
Go ahead. Why?
Because then if it's just a matter of a perceived threat, and you get to go and meet that threat, then black men should have no problem cleaning up their neighborhood. The gangbangers start shooting, we say, hey, look, you start shooting over here, we gonna come shoot at you, even when you not trying to go pull a drive-by. We know where you live, we know everything. Maybe you'll be able to clean up your neighborhood, but we're not gonna do that because it's all just a facade. It's all an excuse, right? 1 minute we say, oh, stop the violence. The next minute we talk about free the Pookie who doing the violence and killing everybody up in your neighborhood, right? So we don't really want none of this shit to stop because it's very entertaining. And it gives us like a sense of like toughness, right? Oh, I live in the worst neighborhood in America. Yeah, I'm tough because I come from South Central. We've carried this kind of thing a long time, and we've actually utilized it to our benefit. Dynasty, you couldn't have rap music if you didn't have violent neighborhoods because that's primarily all rap music talks about. How hard black people got it and how tough we are and who we gonna shoot and who we gonna kill. So one hand washes the other one. But the whole thing is, it ain't about unity. It ain't about coming together. It's about one thing. Look at a pack of wolves. Do the lead alpha wolf be like, yo, we gotta stick together? He just go in one direction. And all the other wolves say, you know what? He's very smart. I think if I go in that direction with him, I'll have the best opportunity to survive and eat on a regular basis. And they just go ahead and follow him. That's the same thing like with us. I got a brother who just got out of prison. He did like 22 years. This guy recently got his passport, said, hey, bro, I'm going to Kenya with you on your next trip. This guy hit me up and said, bro, you will not believe how many people hit me up talking about, can I come to Kenya with you? Once he announced that he had got his ticket to Kenya and his passport and all that stuff. That one guy coming with me turned into like 5 or 6 people coming with me. Black people are monkey see, monkey do. That is like we're one of the most easiest groups to do something with. That's why we get scammed so easy, because once one of us do it, a bunch of us gonna try to hop on the trend, right? All these people scamming, one person get in there, girl, I signed up with Whoopty Whoop. Now they got 300 people on the internet complaining 5 weeks later about how they got scammed. Our problem is easy. We just need dudes who gonna shut the hell up and walk in one direction. Don't matter if you're right, wrong, unsure, whatever, just act on what you claim you want to do. Same thing happened with me and OAP, Dynast. Same thing that happened to you with One Africa Properties. Right or wrong, Dynast? You go into it, hey guys, I'm doing this. All of a sudden you got people emailing you talking about they want to do it, right or wrong?
Right.
So your people are actually the most united and cohesive because every single trend, black people pick up on it first. ACLS challenge and all this crap. We're the first ones doing it in large numbers.
The crate shit.
Crate challenge. We're the first one doing it in large numbers. All we need is to get off of this I'ma keep talking all the time stuff and just start doing it. And if you could be in a crowd of black people, imagine you at the Freaknik Dynast. Let one black person start running in one particular direction. What all the black people gonna start doing?
Running, following that one person.
Because they don't know what the hell's happening, but they think like, yo, we need to start running because it's probably something bad. Or something good going on over there, right? What more do you want? We're the perfect group to lead because all you got to do is take the first step in a different direction. But because we got all indoctrinated on like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and all this crap, we think the more we talk, the more people are going to follow us. Nothing like that. Our people follow the most ignorant stuff ever. Because why? Because they get to follow that. You could be standing in one spot talking all the wisdom and knowledge on earth, and a dude could come by in a clown suit juggling hockey pucks, just walking across the street, and black people going to stop listening to you to go follow the clown juggling the hockey pucks. Why? Because he seems like he's going somewhere. And black folks don't go nowhere. They don't even leave their own city. So that's all we got to do, man. It ain't that deep like unity and all this stuff. Just like where you live, Chicago. Y'all know what y'all need to do to fix the problem in Chicago? Get the hell out of Chicago. Because if you don't birth kids for the gangbangers to kill, then the gangbangers gonna be like, damn, ain't nobody to kill. Ain't nothing here but us and white folks. You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna go get a damn job working for white folks, which is what all these damn gangbangers do once they done killed up everybody in their community. I know a dude in my neighborhood.
I can't agree with that though, Brandon.
No, listen. I kid you not. Listen, I'm from Long Beach, the East Side. I knew a dude in my neighborhood named Top Dog, insane crib, hardest nigga ever. Smoked a bunch of people, got rid of a bunch of people dying. Do you know when I went to college, I saw that dude like 10 years later after he got out of prison. This dude was on my college campus walking around with a Bible in his hand, wearing overalls with no shirt on underneath it, talking about, I gave my life to God. Well, yeah, because once he killed all his enemies, he had nothing else to do. So he's like, hey, there's people at church. Might as well go over there. All you got to do is get the hell out of Chicago. The more we stay and say, we're going to fix this, the more we perpetuate the problem. Because the more you let people think, oh, someone's going to stay here and make it better, guess what they do? They stay there thinking it's going to get better. But if you got up, bro, it's like, screw Chicago, I'm out of here, and went to like Indiana, a lot of people will be like, you know what? I think I'm going to go to Indiana. And then the violence going to end overnight because they're not going to offer their sons up. My cousin lived in Chicago. She lived in the projects. She lived on the off of the 91st Street. You get off at 91st Street, catch the bus.
Jeffrey.
Yeah,
Jeffrey
it's bad over there. Yeah, it's bad over there. But my cousin's son is 14. Two boys tried to jump him on the basketball court because he didn't want to play basketball with them. He real good at basketball, but he was just like working on his game. Two guys tried to jump him. You know what my cousin did? She got her ass up and moved to Indiana. Not Gary. What's the other one called? Griffin. Griffin, Indiana.
Okay, Griffin. Yeah, Griffin, Indiana.
Now he's in school, all-star on the basketball team, all-star on the football team, and my cousin is loving every minute of it. Anybody could do that. Griffin is cheaper than Chicago by far. All they gotta do is just get up out of there. But we want to stay we like to stay in the SHIT, as they say.
Okay, I need to address you a little bit, Brandon. I agree with you in part, disagree in part. You understand? Listen, Brandon, people in Chicago been left Chicago to go to Indiana. That's why Indiana got so many GDs and vice lords now. Number one, they've been left Chicago. They've been in Indiana. Now, when black folks allowed themselves to be called black and African American, a Chicagoan who ain't from Chicago by the name of Jesse Jackson Sr. named them both right there in Gary, Indiana, which this March coming up will be their 50th anniversary. This is the book that's dealing with everybody who's going back for the 50th anniversary of when we got called black and African American by the same individual who ain't from Chicago but made his home here for some reason after murder Martin Luther King.
But what does that have to do with anything? You just took our conversation from like.
Let me finish.
Let's do this. So you can move to a place with your oppressor that is not just integration, it's not just reintegration, that's not just subjugation, they're just plain out giving in to what they want as well. Why would I move to a place that I'm going to be surrounded at, bro? Just to give a thought. I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm not trying to debate you. Trust me. And we don't want to do that. So listen. We got called the thing we've been called by the ADOS people and everything else by Jesse Jackson. We got duped. What is Chicago actually doing? I can't mention the money because if I did, if anybody ever really told who was secretly funding what, when, where, and how, other than FBI, when they told you in COINTELPRO papers, if anybody on here read it, they would have been snuffed out before they knew it. Some people have to move the way they move, and we don't give a fuck about these punk motherfuckers who think that it should be public when they ain't did nothing. I've heard people come on Dinah's show, including you, and not the old heads who have built businesses. Elijah Muhammad. Ain't nobody been on Dinah's show that built what Elijah Muhammad's built. Ain't nobody built with Larry Hoover even built that came on Dinah's show. Much love to you, Dinah's and myself, who actually go to the continent. Much love to other. We ain't the first ones to go to the continent. Prince Hall, the Prince Hall Masons, was one of the earliest Americans that called this lodge African Lodge. And you got these fucking idiots today talking against Prince Hall and his lodge like they didn't sneak slaves to Canada. Like they didn't put slaves in Sierra Leone where Dynasty is about to go. Like they didn't take free slaves to Liberia where Dynasty frequents. Like they didn't take black people to Nigeria and several other countries. But people come on here and people talk all the time. But hey man, look, fuck all that talking, bro. People talk a lot. And when you do a little something, don't fucking think you can compare to our elders and ancestors, man. No one who's come on this show, not even me, can light up a match to Elijah Muhammad. Malachi York, whatever he's charged with, that's one thing. That man made a whole city in America. Dinus, you know what I'm talking about. He got a whole city.
Bro,
he moved people got. He voted his people in.
Bro,
he got
you can be
in.
listen.
Go
you
ahead.
You can effortlessly outdo all those people because all those
but
people.
Who has Jabali? Tell me who.
Dinus has
Don't
done
you do
it.
that to Dinus. That's my brother. I love him. Don't you fuck him over like that. He ain't beat out Elijah Muhammad. Hey, Dinus, I love you.
Jabali, I mean, we can't hear you. Something's wrong with your sound. Brett, we lost him. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead,
Dinus,
yeah,
you know goddamn well I mean no disrespect. I've been with you in Africa. I know what you do. Right. You're building now. What the hell is wrong with the youth? Because y'all a little bit younger than me, not that much. But what's wrong with y'all that y'all think that y'all have outdone?
So let me say this.
Hold on, Jabali, let me finish. 1 second. Jabali, I've listened to you. I've been on shows with you before on Dinah's show. I've never stepped on your toes. I agree with you a lot. Let me just say my part. Can you do that for me, brother? Thank you. Dinah's, y'all are doing a great job. Mm-hmm. I see you on continent. You see me on continent, right, Dinah's?
Right.
You'll see me again on continent, as you're sure, right?
Right.
We'll see Brandon on the continent. And I hope to meet him one day on the continent. But listen, bro, ain't nothing we've done that has beat out our elders. For my Bible readers, it said, I have come to fulfill the law, not to kill the law of the prophets in the Bible. Now, for me and our ancestors, Martin Luther King, Fred Hampton Sr., or any Black Panther, any founder of anything, people who died for us, Medgar Evers, whatever name we want to put out there, we have not voted in someone that we purposely picked, like Noble Ali did when he picked the first U.S. senator in Chicago, from Chicago, with his Moore Science Temple. We ain't done that, bro. If y'all did it, let me know. I testified in front of the United Nations. Now,
let me just say this.
Let me Can I give him a time, Jabali?
You didn't have about 10 minutes.
I actually testified in front of the United Nations. You can find my name. Anybody want to know, I will send it. I, amongst others, have testified, and nobody's like to testify in front of the United Nations as to what happened to us. I have seen the great things you're doing. Prince Hall in the late 1700s started doing this thing before anybody on this show started. Does it take away from Dinah's? No. Why do we feel that we have to knock down our ancestors and elders to be somebody or to say we did something? But I bet you no one can match. I can put a list up Give me another show. Brandon can come. I can come. I will put a list up of everything our elders have done. Marcus Mosiah Garvey, Norbert Ali, Prince Hall, Kappa Alpha Psi, Alpha Phi Alpha, Omega Psi Phi, and so many others. And I bet you there's no one or no organization that you could put on, and I will bet donation money to whoever you say, because I ain't fucking poor.
We've already. Wait, let me just say this, man. You've been said a lot. Listen, we've already surpassed all those dudes, man.
Where? Tell me how. Tell me how.
Dynast, have you ever played football? You play running back, right?
Right.
You ever had a running back who didn't understand that the concept of the game was to go north and south? So he always trying to throw a juke move instead of just going up the field. You know, I used to play a little bit of offensive line back in the day. In high school, never came off the field. I hated those type of running backs because I'm like, dude, we open a hole for you wider than the Red Sea, but you want to try to do a damn cutback and run right into the defense, right? You know what I'm talking about. Guy doesn't usually start the game. He's always on the bench carrying the clipboard, right? Because he doesn't understand that the goal is to go straight forward, and football is a game of inches. We've already surpassed Marcus Garvey, and Marcus Garvey, he's up there looking down saying, yo, these dudes are doing a good job, because Marcus Garvey never even made it to Africa. So the second we just touched African soil, we already did a lot more than he did. Then when we started taking his agenda and started manifesting it on African soil, we furthered his work, because that's what he wanted to do, build relations with the African continent. We've done that majorly compared to where it was when he was alive, right? Marcus Garvey had to bring building materials to Africa on a boat. That was one of his downfalls. He had to actually bring building materials to Africa. There now is situations in Africa where the building materials are already there. So in that sense, even the Africans of that now have surpassed the Africans of that time, right? We're always surpassing them. Brother Elijah Muhammad wanted to have sovereign land for Black people where we can rule ourselves. We haven't gained that sovereign land yet, but we own way more land now than we did back when he was alive. And that land is outside of America, which is where he wanted to go and get land. We've done that. Now, maybe his organization hasn't held up his dream, but Black people as a whole have done that. We've passed up all that stuff, but we got to stop focusing so much on what people did in the past, because it really does us no good. And we can't keep this thing like, we can't hold them out as like the unreachable standard. No, we have to understand that the bar was set kind of low by our ancestors compared to where white people's ancestors set their bar. Because you got to think, 100 years ago, you had dudes like Andrew Carnegie and stuff who was building skyscrapers. So white people got a high bar to reach even now, because the average white person can't build no skyscraper. But
skyscraper, we build pyramids. Fuck that.
Listen, wait. I was talking about white people. But listen, so even now, different things we have like kind of have helped us to surpass where they were, right? The whole point of this is this, man. None of that has anything to do with you moving out of Chicago if it's too violent. Not saying you need to move, but these other people.
You know
there's a saying, right? There's a saying. When I see P, I move. She saw P, she stayed. When I see violence,
Riley F. Freeman. Go ahead, Riley F. Freeman.
Yes, when I see violence, I get away from violence to protect my legacy, which is my family. My cousin moved to Indiana. You brought up all these GDs and vice lords. Well, where she lives, ain't no GDs and ain't no vice lords. So that means they're not everywhere. And you don't have to go to Indiana. There's a lot. You guys live in the Midwest, which means you're surrounded by a bunch of states where you can go and get away from that stuff. Even if you just go upstate in Illinois, you can get away from all that stuff. Because if I go to the Loop, I don't even have to worry about really even seeing no GDs or vice lords. I've been to Chicago a lot. And you ain't really going to see no Black people, period, down there unless they work it, right? So you could just move to the west side of Chicago and get away from all that stuff, because they've done a lot of gentrification in there. So my point is this. Sometimes we stay in bad situations So we'll always have something to complain about, and we'll always kind of have this self-fulfilling prophecy. Someone should have already took a group of black people out of Chicago and moved somewhere else. And people be like,
I
"Go
did,
where?"
Brandon.
Wait,
I
listen,
did, and people before me did, Brandon.
and you got to
I'm
keep
saying
doing.
Jabali. I like your name, Jabali.
Yeah, you got to keep doing that because right now, as many people as you taking out, we still got 80 people dying in a weekend and stuff like that. And I really think there should be a major move on behalf of like the Nation of Islam and people who are based in Chicago to say, look, it's just time to get out of here. Stop offering, because there's one thing that all gangs and stuff need is new members, right? So you got two choices. Either you gonna stay there and your son gonna become a gang member killing, or he gonna get killed, right? You gotta have a
I
target.
mean,
So
that
you
didn't happen,
can't
but
gang
Brandon, that
bang.
didn't happen to me though, and that didn't happen to you.
Listen,
I remember seeing the
but
show on Dynasty Show where you said you was plugged. I used to call
nah,
Dynasty blood. He got his Dynasty flamed up right now, actually. On the
dude, I
show.
got shot.
Dynasty
Listen,
just
bro.
flamed up on the show,
Listen,
bro.
bro. Listen, I was a gang member and I got shot before.
Yeah,
You know what
I
I'm
saw
saying?
the show where you
So,
talked about it.
so
But you
the
living
whole
right now,
thing.
right? And
No,
you
but
delivering
here's the
people in
thing.
Africa, right?
But listen to what I'm telling you. That happened because I was injecting myself into bad situations and being in places where I had no business being, which tells you one thing. The best thing to combat violence is just a change of scenery. Because when I moved to uh, Newport Beach, I didn't have to worry about getting shot. You know what I'm saying? And I could have moved to Newport Beach back then. But I wanted to stay. Actually, I was in a peaceful neighborhood because I lived in a nice neighborhood. But I would go hang out in the ghetto. And guess what happened? Something bad. So what I'm telling you is a lot of this stuff has more to do with geographical location than anything. Those people just need to split
Okay,
up. And the proof,
Brandon.
the proof of that is this. In your city, most of the violence kicked off when they tore down all that public housing and forced people into hostile rival neighborhoods. So if a change of location started the violence or perpetuated the violence, a change of location can end the violence.
Oh,
Right or
okay.
wrong?
Jabali, listen, we're in Chicago because our parents moved from the South for a change of location, first of all, historically. The black migration from the South, brother, was for a change. And the families that got to Chicago didn't come here gang banging. They come with it. What they ran into was Irish mobs. What they ran into was Jewish mobs. What they ran into was British mobs. We came to a place that was already gang banging. Why do people think that gang banging is a black thing? Because white people, when they have a club in Chicago, like the Hamburg Club, which the mayor of Chicago, Mayor Daley Sr. came from, it's called a sports club. But in 1920 riots, they were the ones that murdered the black brother at the beach. And that man, part of that murder, became the mayor of Chicago. We came from the South to get the jobs, to do right, to be around each other, to unite. Where Robert Steak Abbott, my frat brother, Cap Alpha Psi, and my Mason brother, founded the Chicago Defender. We came and made a difference. First insurance company, we did that. Ida B. Wells Barnett, she came here. Chicago was founded by Africans and Native Americans together. It is historically has the blood of the ancestor, has the charts. The capital of the Moorish Science Temple, Chicago. Capital of Nation Islam, Chicago. Capital American Bar Association, Chicago. One of the top trading centers, Chicago. Office of Law Review Council that codifies law, Chicago. Don't get us twisted at all. Because I am Mr. Chicago. Let me get finished. I listened to you that whole time, bro. But
wait, let me just say one thing. I want
you said one thing 7 times, bro. It's my turn, bro.
Wait.
I'm on here.
Okay, Dynast. I'm not gonna be long-winded. I just want to say one thing. Our ancestors.
Let him finish. You know, you get long.
Oh God.
When somebody starts talking, you get upset. We'll go ahead. Let him finish. Go ahead, Fatima.
Go ahead.
And no disrespect, Jabali. You know I got love for you, man. You're my brother. That's my brother. Y'all do great things. how about we just find out in our psyche why we feel like we got to put down our ancestors? Because the white people you talk about don't put down theirs. If you open up a Bible, you see them break down the ancestors 42 generations before Jesus down to Jesus and respect theirs. But when you open up the book of blackness or Africanness, somebody's trying to disrespect their ancestors, and we ain't fucking having that no more, bro. Listen, there needs to be a balance. Don't attack my ancestors, and I won't come back to say nothing. But I ain't standing for that, bro. I'm in the middle. I'm in a between our ancestors, and I'm close to you. But I will not allow and will not accept the disrespect to Prince Hall, disrespect to Frederick Douglass, disrespect to Ida B. Wells Barnett, disrespect of Angela Davis, disrespect to Fred Hampton Sr. I can keep going because there's so many of our heroes and heroines around. Why do we feel like we got to act like we're not beating them? We have not even fulfilled the law of the ancestors. We can't. So I have a presentation I'm going to present on my YouTube page, which is going to be called Exposure Room. My other YouTube page, Tambazite Temple and African Diaspora Academies. They've been around for 7 years. I didn't care to be a YouTube sensation. I just wanted to help the people. And we have evidence of helping the people. We have evidence of helping the people when they're trying to save their job because they don't want to take the jab. We have evidence of helping people when they're trying to learn law and civics in the way they need to and tell their lawyers what should be done and not be sold up the river where they are right now. We have evidence of sending families to Africa too. I don't talk about it, but today on Dynasty, I'm going to talk about it because this gets done. But what I won't do, no matter how good I do, no matter what I do, is say that I'm better than Malachi Z. York, who got a city in Eatonton, Georgia, that I didn't get and built the pyramid, got people elected. Now, whatever happened on his other end, I'm going to leave that to the law. But he did that. I'm not going to say I'm better than Elijah Muhammad, who had a trucking company, newspaper company, school on top of school, on top of school, curriculum on top of curriculum, on top. I'm not better than them. What I need to do is finish and fulfill what was started before me. And what I can use of you, Brother Jabali, is to stop knocking them when you're doing well, because when them ancestors come, when Odamare comes, when Shango comes, when Ogun comes, when Akan comes, when any of them come, if you ain't in line with your ancestors, bro, whatever good you did is going to be dust. And I'm promising you that. So let us find a way, brother, and I'm pleading with you. Please stop knocking your ancestors who died before you were here.
I'm not knocking anybody. Like, that's the whole thing, bro. One thing our ancestors had was common sense, bro. Our ancestors didn't sit up and intellectually masturbate about the people who came before them. They were like, look, I see a problem, I'm going to fix it. The number one thing your ancestors passed down to you was resourcefulness, right? We built pyramids in Egypt, but when it was time to leave that area, they got up and left because they were like, look, talking about the people who built these pyramids ain't going to help us survive. We got to go to another place that's more conducive to our survival. And that's the same thing you guys got to do in Chicago, because everything they built, you can rebuild it, right? Black people have a legacy all over the United States of America, right? So we got to stop looking at things like, oh, we got to hold on to this patch of grass because here's the reality. For as much as you name drop the ancestors, y'all ain't doing nothing to stop when the white man come and just knock it on down, build up some type of pick and save.
But how do you know this, Jabali?
Wait a minute, brother. Wait a minute. Y'all haven't done nothing, because if y'all did, it would have been some bloodshed if y'all really cared about all that stuff. So what I'm telling you is,
riots wasn't bloodshed.
Listen, brother.
Do you know what the DD fought the police? Because I do.
Listen, brother.
Do you know
Listen,
when the
bro.
white folks fought the police? Because I do.
Listen, bro.
Do you know that I put my hands on police and I had to go down for that?
Listen to what I'm telling you.
Because I don't
Listen to
know who
what
you're
I'm
talking
telling
to.
you.
If you ain't put your hands on police, that's on you. I put my hands on
talking to
police,
you.
and they have
I'm
they
talking to you.
fucking know it. What are you talking about?
Okay. I'm just gonna keep making my point.
I put my hands on police officers,
Brother,
poking my people in my face. I've done it myself. This is Chicago, bro. We don't stand for the shit.
It's not about what you listen, bro. You did all that, and Chicago is still getting gentrified, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You keep on pumping up all this stuff, and you make yourself look silly because y'all losing ground. So as passionate as y'all about it, listen,
I look nice and professional. Even if I'm
wait a minute, Dinus, can I just make my point? Because I didn't get to interrupt.
All right, Jabali, you got 1 minute. Go ahead. 1 minute. Go ahead.
Listen. As much as we can talk about everything we did, bro, we're losing ground. A real general looks at the situation and makes decisions based on reality, not based on romanticizing the past and trying to cling on to these like past achievements. Chicago is losing ground. Just like in LA, we're losing ground. I would be dumb to sit up and be like, oh, on Crenshaw, we did this and did that and did that. So I'm just going to stay here and watch everything disappear around me. The smart thing to do, what your ancestors did, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Nubia, all those places were created by your ancestors who got in a bad situation in one place and left that place to go to another place because what they knew was we don't got to attach ourselves to that because we did it once and we could do it again. That's just like the people you talking about who left from the South and went to Chicago. They could have stayed in the South. They probably were more comfortable in the South around their family members and stuff. My grandma left Texas and came to California. But those people knew we're not going to all be able to survive in this place. So a lot of us are going to have to go to a new place and build something new. And that's how you got places like Crenshaw and all that stuff. So what I'm telling you is...
Jabali, can you please call me like I asked Dinus to have you call me like a month ago? Can you call me, bro, so we can just talk? Like on the real. This not showmanship. I would love to just talk to you, younger brother. I believe you're younger than me. If you're Dinus' age, you're younger than me. I would just love to talk with you. I'm not trying to school you. I can't son you. You do your shit, I do mine. It's fine. But I would still like to dialogue with you. No showmanship, no show. If you'd appreciate, Dinus has my number, bro. I would appreciate talking to you directly. Can we do that?
Yeah, no problem.
Appreciate you, bro. And I accept everything you said. I see where you're going, and I accept it. That's why I'm just trying to meld, the elders with my age with yours. I'm just trying to meld for that unity we're missing.
Can I just say something, man?
Go ahead.
Sir.
Yes, man. I believe that. Can you hear me good?
It's kind of muffled, but go ahead.
I see Malcolm X talking.
Yeah, man. I believe the black man should never give up trying to save the black community, man. We need black men to stand up and be men. A lot of us, have given up and have lost faith and lost hope. But that shit got to stop, man. You feel what I'm saying? Like we should be trying to save our community. Our women need us. Our children need us. Okay, the future generation need us, man. Okay, I ain't with all that, giving up bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? Like that's got to stop, man. You feel me? Like,
yes, sir.
We can save this thing. We can save it, man. We can save it. We just gotta believe it. It's all about confidence. You feel what I'm saying? If we ain't got no confidence, we ain't never gonna do nothing. Yeah, everybody talk about Marcus Garvey, right? Marcus Garvey once said, "Without confidence, we're twice defeated in the race of life, and with confidence, we won before the race even started." So we need to have confidence in order to move forward, man. Because if we don't, I'm telling you, man, if we don't move forward, if we don't have no confidence, the community will just stay stagnant or it'll just get worse. So we damn sure need to save this joint. We need to save it. All that just being a punk and not being for your people, that ain't the way to go, man. And running to much love to Africa, but running to Africa is not gonna fix anything, man. If we can't do nothing here,
nobody's running to Africa. I'm
no, not you in particular. Well, I remember I was just talking. No,
I think people aren't running to Africa. Like people are.
No. Listen to me. Let me get everything out. Because I was just talking to a brother, right? Not too long ago, and he believed that black people should just, all of us should just go to Africa because we're not going to be able to do nothing here. And my mind said, we can't do nothing here. You know what I mean? We damn sure not going to do nothing over there. We first got to start here. I'm not saying you running to Africa. Much love to the Africans, right? Much love to them, man. I've been listening to you for a good minute, for some years. So much love to them, man. I love the Africans over there, but you know what I mean? Like, man, we got to do something. And yes, we should save our community. We all we got, and that's all I gotta say for right now.
Razi.
Hey, can I ask a question?
Yes. Razi, much love to what you said. Is Razi gone? Razi, oh, you here. Razi, much love to what you said. And do you understand? That's what I'm saying. Like, the first thing I look for, and for all the black folks that get on these channels, and not Dynast channel, they good. But all the black folks that get on these channels and get scammed, the first thing I tell them look for, what the fuck who you're following have done where they come from first. And then you can expect them to do that same thing and add on to it where they're going. So to add on to what Dynast said, because I know Dynast ain't running from shit. However, I get what he's saying, but I get what you said. I don't know what a lot of people have done where they came from. Now, if you're doing something where you went, that is great. But if you ain't did shit where you came from, and then you got somewhere you were going, even all of our ancestors who made the passage to go back to Sierra Leone, which Dynast has a trip coming up to, by the way, and I know they're gonna make that announcement when he gets.
Hey, no, hold on, let me make the announcement. November 19th, we're going to Sierra Leone. Also, opportunities for citizenship are available. Hit me up again. Sierra Leone tour November 19th, and citizenship is available for those who qualify. Hit me up. All right, go ahead.
Why don't we just go to Detroit?
And I'm sending the family with Dynast to go and enjoy the fruits of Dynast's work. Because I'm sure Dynast, and I'm sure Brandon, I'm sure Razi, and College Genesis, everybody has done work here in America. When you just go to Africa and do work, and I don't know what you did in America, it's kind of like, nigga, what, you shook in America and you took your ass to Africa to be something, or did you fucking do something where you came from? Because if you did it, and you come against me, and you get to talking, when I did the walk, not no marching either, passed laws, got in front of the United Nations, got families going to Africa with Dynast on his next trip. Before Dynast went, Dynast's last trip, thank you, Dynast, also, brother, for being on the continent, for being a person who made sure we had good connects, good contacts to be able to learn to send families. Thank you also, Jabali, as well, for your parts of the shows and the things you've said. So don't think I'm like not grateful for what y'all doing, but we are not greater than our future. We are not greater than our past. We are just the links to make it happen. And if we see it that way, we can just all just make it happen. As Cap Alpha Psi teaches, do is the word of achievement, can't is the word of defeat, and there's nothing else in between. Do what you do. Much love to you, brother Razi.
For sure. Go ahead, Kala Genesis. Go ahead.
Hey, what's going on? Peace to the panel.
You got
Very,
like the TV. You got like the TV on in the background or something.
yeah.
You
Hold
got to
up,
turn it.
hold
Hey,
up.
what are sisters at too,
Yeah,
by the way, Brother Collins?
yeah.
What are
I
sisters?
don't
Get the
know,
sisters to come through, Brother Collins. They love you, man. Get the sisters to come through.
man. Yeah, yeah. Well, I just want to say about this discussion. This is a passionate discussion we have all the time about this topic, right? And I think I read this in this book by There's a River by Thomas Sawyer by a paranormal psychic named Edgar Casey. He said that by the time a man is 35, right? The time you're 35 years old, every decision you made, whether good or bad, every thought you had, everything that you reacted on, and here's the important thing: everything that you didn't react on, and you look back and say, "I made the right decision," and everything carried you life. By the time you're 35, right? There's That's who you are. Your character is set in, right? By the time you're 35 and by the time you're 40, right? At the time you're 40, a man should have enough experience, right? I read all the master teachers. I read everybody I read Elijah Muhammad. I read Marcus Garvey. I read this person. I read this person and there. Now it's my turn, right? To step on the stage and say, look, this is what my perspective is. This is what I observed. This is what I saw out there, right? And so this is the problem in the black community we have, right? This is the problem in the black community. We have what's thing called arrested development, which we never grow up. We have people that be like at 6 years old still quoting people that they were younger. Like Marcus Garvey, when his heyday, he was only 28, 29 years old. He was a young man, right? He made mistakes, he had shortcomings and everything, but we honor Marcus Garvey. But we're looking back at Marcus Garvey, and I studied Marcus Garvey for decades, right? He made a lot of mistakes. He made a lot of mistakes. So is everybody. But the reason why he made mistakes, he's human. So what we can do is basically say, look, he had a good premise and everything, but let me build on what he did, what his shortcomings were. Marcus Garvey didn't take advice from anybody. You know, he instead of purchasing the Black Star Line, he should have purchased tickets and whatnot and built up the business before he purchased a ship. Everyone told him that, but he didn't listen. So he was end up wasting a lot of money on the shipping and everything. They couldn't maintain and repair, and the ships fell apart. But he made mistakes, right? But the whole thing, we honor him because he made an effort. We always going to honor all the people. Paul Coffey, Prince Hall. These are icons in our thing. Just like white people, George Washington had shortcomings. Thomas Jefferson had shortcomings. Abraham Lincoln had shortcomings. But they take their best of them, right, and say this is what we use from them. And what they do is, right, they have critics. Okay, they have Lincoln this, Lincoln undiscovered. But the main theme of what their thing is, Lincoln did this, Lincoln, Washington did this, everything. And then there's something coming out now where they're talking about George Washington was a cruel slave master and everything. That's after you seen him on every bridge, on the paper money and everything like that. Then they'll give you the bad side of him. What I agree with the brother saying is let's not trash our ancestors up front. Let's learn from them and everything, right? And then what we have, because we don't have real scholarship in Black America, we don't. I'm sorry to say we don't really have scholarship, right? We should have people that can analyze. Now, the one person who's written about a lot is Malcolm X, unfairly and fairly and unfairly. There's many books written about Malcolm X. Some books would make my blood boil, right? But then again, I had to look at it, right, when I was young back in the '90s, right? And some people came out like Amiri Baraka and all of them. They had a book that came on Malcolm X. I did not like some of the stuff they said, right? I did not like them. How dare you talk? Then as I'm older now, right? I understand. Okay, they did an honest critique of him, but to me they were attacking my hero, Malcolm X. You dare talk about Malcolm X. And then I say it like this. So what we don't have in Black America is balance, right? Nothing you say is going to turn me away from Malcolm X, right? So I'll listen to the criticism, right? And then you got a balanced person. But the problem, here's the problem right here, is that we as a group of people, right? This is very important. I want to give a minute to talk about this. I meant to talk about this on last show, right? There's not been an incident in 400 years where the black man and black woman of America has ever had their collective will expressed. when the United States, when the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor, right? There was the United States belt forth with vengeance. We want to destroy Japan at any cost, right? Every American is like this. What happened? The country mobilized for war. We went to war, and we end up nuking Japan. Same thing with the Spanish-American War, right? There was mishaps on the USS Maine, right? Yellow Journal said the Spanish did it, right? And so basically, America said, "Let's go to war with Spain." Black people, black men and black women, black men and black women. You said there was a white woman being raped and whatnot. Mobs would come drag black men out of friggin' jail and burn them. They can express their will. Black people in America, unfortunately, we don't have the power to ever collectively express our will because we live in a state of captivity. So it's hard to basically hold people to the same thing. You can hold a white person and say, look, that's why I tell you all the time, you have nothing to say about George Washington. You got nothing to say about Thomas Jefferson. I don't buy this white liberal crap and everything, right? Because they gave y'all everything. I'm suspicious of white people. I'm suspicious of white people who say, "Oh, yes, right." No, look, they gave you everything. Just enjoy it, because one day we're gonna have ours. We're gonna have ours. And my thing is, until we have a nation of our own on our own soil, right, where we control everything from the top to the bottom, the sea, the sky, the land, the inner earth, whatnot. We control the military, everything like that, and we have diplomatic relations. We go to war with any country we want to, and the the collective will of the people is protected and expressed and whatnot. Then you can hold black people accountable. But we can't hold black people accountable when every man for himself in this country. Nobody do nothing. Nobody do nothing. Nobody do nothing. Somebody black person gets killed by the police. Nobody can do nothing. The crime that's raging in Black America, the gangs and everything like that. One more last point. One more last point. And everybody want to get on. Brother Marcus want to get on. One more last point.
Mhm.
I talked about this the other day to a friend of mine. I said, "Do you know how remember the guy Marilyn Manson came around and he was telling kids to do the Columbine and all stuff like that, right?" Well, white people say, "Yo, man, people lose like you. We can't let this happen." These type of dudes, Marilyn Manson is inflicted white suburbia. You know what they did? They found billions of dollars, right, and went to a place in Orlando Studios, Orlando, Florida, right, and they gave you what? Boy bands. They gave you NSYNC. They gave you the Disney Channel. They did everything they could to basically combat a counter, because they know protecting those white kids is important. Same way they have anti-tobacco laws. The tobacco laws in America, where they arrest people, do Operation Stings of selling kids under they don't want white kids under 21 having tobacco in their hands. Look at the black community, right? What do they give us? We have the 3 shows coming out on Stars, right? All about gang life, all about death and destruction, everything. They give record deals to rappers who tell you the worst things to do, tell you all kinds of stuff like that, and they say, "Hey, also they don't care what the impact happens on our community because we have no power. We're powerless. We don't protect our people." People tell me all the time, I got older people, one foot in the grave, and they look at the freaking community that they leave behind. You know what that's like? People who went through World War I, World War II, and all stuff like that, and they say like this: that we worked hard, I retired at this thing, I did everything I could one night, and I can't even walk down my street safe. These are the type of black people I deal with every day. These are the type of black people I deal. So I hear their cries.
Let's
So-
let Marcus go ahead, Marcus.
All right, so I'm gonna make this quick. You dig? So boom. What's the end
Chicago
goal?
already.
No, I ain't Chicago. My people from New Orleans. You heard me? So
Oh, y'all sound like it. I got you.
yeah. So what's the end goal? You dig? Like to go back to Africa or to build up in America? Because I'm gonna tell you the truth. California gone. West Coast gone. Mexico
West
taking
Coast
that
been
over.
gone. Yeah, West
It's
Coast
gone.
gone. West Coast
East
gone. Yeah,
Coast.
West Coast gone.
East Coast, you hear me? That's I don't really know too much, but I think that's kind of gone. But I feel like down south we still got some
In a matter of
strongholds.
time.
Yeah, Texas
Yeah,
is gone. I live in
I
Texas.
give it those 20 years. East Coast gonna look just like California.
All right. So down south, from East Texas all the way to like Georgia, not Florida, like maybe North Florida, it's black stronghold. So what you want us to do? Stay over here, build up, you understand? Or go back to try to build up in Africa. Because I don't know, we kind of stuck right now. We try to build up in America, You understand? They don't really want us to build it. We've been trying to do this for hundreds of years. They're gonna burn it down. We go back to Africa. I don't really know too much. I'm getting kind of cool with some Africans, but I heard about Liberia, what happened in Liberia, the wars and everything. You hear me? So what we gonna do? What's the plan? That's what I want to know. As a young dude, what's the plan?
Dynasty, you taking that one?
No, let's
I'll take it.
Go ahead.
See, the whole thing is this. Like I said, you're young, right?
Yeah.
You're young. You're a young guy. I envy you. You guys got the future in your hands, Brandon and
Yeah.
you, Dynasty. You guys are younger than me and everything like that. You guys got the future, and all my work is. But there's an old saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
The man who plants a tree, right, knowing that he's not going to benefit from that tree, is the first key to wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
You think about that. What I said. A man who plants a tree. I had a client of mine, right, a couple of back in a couple months ago in the summer, and I went to his house, right. He said, "Oh yeah, I own my land out here, brother, man. He's a handyman. He makes his living a handyman." He said, "I've been doing handyman work for 40 years." And he said he had his house. He said, "I had his house here for 40 years." He says, I planted these 3 trees right here in 1986, right? I said, "That's the year I graduated high school." I said,
Mm-hmm.
"Really?" He says, I planted these trees right here." I said, "So you got to see these trees grow up. Trees are real tall. You can't even see them. They're so tall."
Mm.
And I said to myself, well, at least you got to enjoy them, right? And then it dawned on me, right? A real man plants a tree, right? Even though it's on his property and everything. But you know that when you plant something, right? How many people plant seeds knowing that they're not going to benefit from it? We don't do that as a culture. We want instant gratification. We want instant thing. We don't have. There's nothing our ancestors. This is a point. I disagree with my brother here, my brother Complex here. Is our
Mm-hmm.
ancestors, unfortunately, right, didn't leave us nothing really to build upon, tangible. And so
Mm-hmm.
therefore it's hard to keep starting from scratch. Now we respect them, right? And we understand that the white man destroyed the Nation of Islam when he came in, and we understand what he did with Garvey. We understand that, right? But
Yeah.
right now, those don't beat us up, right? Of the conscious community, right? Because we have
Mm-hmm.
questions, right? There's black people who don't give a damn about our ancestors, right? You ask who Marcus Garvey was, who the fuck is that? You know, all
Mm-hmm.
they care about is the part. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I'm
Let's be
young.
real
Yeah,
here.
I know. I can't. Yeah.
When we get off this line, right? We go out in the public, right? The
Yeah.
average conversation, if you can eavesdrop on average conversation in the black community, then you know what I'm talking about. They're talking
Yeah, I
about some
already
fuck
know.
shit. You know,
Yeah.
that's 95% of black people, right? So let's all of us who have at least a bit of conscience get together and say, let's agree to disagree. Let's iron things out. Let's have a discussion. You know, isn't that the smart thing to do? Let's not us beat us up because we're in this. I mean, it may seem like we're in the majority on these panels because we're so intelligent. You got all these intelligent brothers come on Dynasty Show and everything. It seemed like that, but it doesn't work like that with the black community. Intelligence is put to the side. Flashiness and people who can basically distract and who was saying it like somebody saying I think Randall was saying the clown with the juggle come around people. That's how it is. That's what we're dealing with, right? So those of us who are conscious, who those of us who some of us agree we should build in America, some of us agree we should build in Africa. But at least let's have a civilized dialogue, right? Because the one thing the people, the real enemies of black people, right? The enemy within, right? Don't want to see any of this, right? They want to basically go along with the go along. They want to do the partying. They want to do the drugs. They want to do all the violence. They want to party with the white folks. They want to do all the fuck shit that's been going on and everything. And the bottom line is when they hear shows like this, it's the thing called conviction, right? And convict, you know what conviction means? That means when you hear the truth, you're like, my God, I'm wrong. And you can do two things. Either you can repent and say, I'm gonna go another way, or you can fight it, right? Fight it, right? Fight and resist. Or you get to the point where you're violent, that you want to persecute the righteous. You want to persecute people who are doing right. And that's what we have in a lot of these discussions, right? So the bottom line, we're up against a lot of things. There's people who don't want to see Dynasty see, Brains to see, there's other lines to see. They don't want to see that, right? So all we have to do is be a support system, right? For younger people coming up, tell you, yeah, there's people. Look, there's so many. There's an African American guy. I mean, this doesn't get any headlines. And I said this about a month ago. Remember, I said this thing. There's an African American business group that brought a $300 million investment to Uganda. But why now? If we have so-called new black media, how come that's not being talked about in our so-called new black media? Don't we have people in Uganda? How come they haven't been interviewed? How come they're talked about, right? Why is the narrative this African Americans going to the continent all the time, doing major investments in
So
Ghana, South Africa, everything? Nobody talks about that. And
hold on.
also the media don't talk about that. Well, we supposedly got these platforms. Why aren't we talking about it? You know?
So
So when you
hold
start
on.
building the momentum, so bro.
My fault. My fault. So if somebody, I guess somebody like in their 20s want to invest in Africa, if they got like a little bit of money, what will you direct them to? You understand? What
I would say like this. First
resources
of
or
all,
websites?
I would say like this. Say it like this, right? I was the first thing I would do is just like this. First of all, build yourself up.
Yeah,
Get your education, right? Get
yeah.
yourself a healthcare plan. Get yourself a passport, right? Go over there and visit, right? Go in with Dynas. Go in there and visit, see the continent, right? Get used to flying to the continent. Get used to making names and everything, and switch your mind off. Once you go to the continent, right? It's like I'm telling you, it's like night and day.
Mm,
You leave this nonsense on of America alone. Once you hit
mm.
that African soil, it's just like it's like you landed on another planet. As a best experience you'll ever just basically do that. And then, like I said, as you're doing the normal things, right? The normal things that you do in America, right? You work, you save, you invest here and everything. You'll have your
Mm.
aha moment. Hey, maybe I can invest in this and stuff like that. But the main thing is, have a Pan African plan, no matter what it is. And as you get older, right? As you get older, you get more wiser, you get more knowledgeable, and they'll all come together. So there's no rush. But the main thing is don't lose interest in that. Don't think this is it. The shorter straw mentality. The 50 states of America is a plantation. We're not stuck here. We're not stuck here. You can go to Africa, you can go to the Caribbean. There's a whole world out there beyond the borders of America. That's what I'll tell you like that. So
Big brother Collar, can I
that's
address brother Marcus?
yeah. Go ahead, brother.
Brother Marcus, may I address you, sir?
Oh yes, yes sir.
Okay, to add on to big brother Collar, because he is our big brother. I'm not gonna call him elder. I don't think he's that old, but Hey, brother Marcus. So your question, I believe, was also, if you got a little money,
Mm-hmm.
what should you do?
Yeah, like I'm trying.
It's,
My fault to interrupt you. I want to I guess try to get some citizenship, dual citizenship or something. I guess in an African country if I had some money to play with.
okay, so I'm gonna help you with the way Prince Dynas helped me, brother Marcus. Is that okay?
Yes.
What I teach people at African Diaspora Academies, and what Dynas has shown me, and what brother Collar and Brandon, do your research on your family. And I would tell you directly, follow your spirit, because I'm a spiritual person and I'm a spiritual priest. Follow your spirit, find your bloodline, invest in finding your bloodline, because your blood speaks. You ever felt your blood boil and speak to you, brother Marcus?
Most definitely, yeah.
So your blood speaks. You ever seen somebody from Canada you ain't never met, but y'all acted like a little bit?
Oh yeah.
Your blood
Yeah.
speaks, bro. Your blood will tell you what part of Africa belongs to you. Now, brother Marcus, this entire planet belongs to you. Now, our Africa is our home. I agree with everybody who says that. But see, this spiritual thing, I was given an entire planet and all of its resources. In every creation story, I ain't never seen creation story say that Africa only belongs to you. The creation story say this your whole world, bro.
Mm-hmm.
First thing I would do with a little money if you got it, invest in yourself, invest in your knowing yourself, invest in your spirit, and invest in investment. Invest in making your money grow. Because if you go over there, there's nothing wrong with getting this American money to take it over there. Because America will come to your country, Africa, and take from Africa to build America. So if you gotta get from America, bro, invest in America. If it's brother Collar, you know what I'm talking about. If it's Coinbase,
Oh yeah,
if it's
crypto. Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
okay. If it's
Real estate,
ETF,
ETF.
ETFs,
Yeah.
ETFs.
any of that,
Go
bro. Grow your
another thing,
money.
another big thing going on is investing in the African Gold Bullion Bank, which is up and running. I I'm not gonna put it out there announcement, but until I get really definitive, until I actually go to the, I'm going to Africa in January, and I'm going again in summer. I'm going to Liberia, and I'm going to Angola. And so when I come back from that Angola, I'll have a report on investing in crypto, gold-backed cryptocurrency. And so there's all kinds of stuff that's going on. It's a lot of fantastic stuff that's going on. It's an exciting place and everything. You also, most important thing is building a network. We have a social network called the BAL. Have an app called BAL Global Pipeline. You can download the app, and you connected with all kinds of people all over the continent, all over the world, Africans, Pan Africans, everything like that. And and but the whole thing is there's all kinds of investments and everything. Pick your country, and it's the bottom line. You'll know what country really suits you best. Everything like that. What country is easy to, and also you said about citizenship. I
Yes.
know Liberia is one country you don't really need citizenship to own land as African American. You could do everything but vote. In Liberia.
Right.
And to be honest with you, they probably wouldn't even care if you did that. When I was over there, they basically didn't want me. I'm really when I was over there, they didn't want me to leave. They're like, "Come on, man." I'll say, "Dude, man, I gotta get back to the States. I'll come back one day." They're like, "Yo, what do you want to stay?" Whatnot, They said we want people like you over here and whatnot, So the bottom line, but Liberia and country like Ghana is a little different because they got they're more tied to the British and they got that English. It's not the Ghanaians. It's those black British. Let's understand something. It's those Negro-pean black British. That's the problem. They see African Americans as competition and a threat and everything like that. But the average African in Africa loves you. They love you. The African on the ground loves you. Man. It's like family.
I agree.
It's like being around black people that don't fight with each other every time. Man, remember the old days? I don't know if you guys remember. You could have a cookout and everybody got along and everything like
Yeah.
that. That's
Yeah.
the days. Think of old black movies where everybody got along and you hear about a cookout, nobody got shot and killed and
Most
whatnot.
definitely.
That's that's Africa right now, man. So the bottom line, the world make you think like that, So the bottom line is this, And another thing is what we have to do is this. I'll say this on the panel. There has to be an African American that's going to launch the first African American African diaspora banking system on the continent. Can you imagine us being able to transfer billions of dollars in savings throughout the continent? Wouldn't that be a game changer?
Oh yeah.
Wouldn't that be a game changer if we could have our insurance companies, savings and loans, 401ks and everything transfer? That would be a game changer. But I can't do it all. And you guys can't do it all. Where are these brainiacs who always get up here and talk about what we need to do? That's a game changer. You can figure even as corrupt as Nigeria is, you can open up a banking house in Nigeria on the Lagos Stock Exchange and become a billionaire overnight, by providing seed capital,
Big brother Keller,
And so-
that's being done actually.
well,
I'll be
an African American, an African American.
Yeah, African Americans, yeah, and Africans together, yes.
We need to know about that because I've been researching for long and high, and I know more fact of the matter is when it comes to banking. Let me tell you something right now. When it comes to banking and the global monetary system, right? You be prepared for a war, but we're not going to back down either.
Oh,
Be prepared. That right there is where wars start. Where wars start. All
Brother
kinds
Keller,
of
do
shit.
you remember when Zimbabwe offered for
Yep.
African Americans to
Yeah, they got the brothers.
diamonds? Do you remember that?
And also, yeah, well, the brothers got in Chicago got locked up when the one brother pledged.
Yes,
And
sir.
that was fucking Obama. Yeah, that was Obama who did that shit.
About stuff. That's what I'm talking about.
That's why I watch my steps. When I watch my steps, and then my partner, Mr. Rosenthal, went over there, right, and he had to leave around the same time. And he introduced the idea of an Afghanistan, a city state, which Dr. Arcana calls Wakanda now, right?
Yes,
to them, well, whatever. But the bottom line is this, though.
You see why, though, subversiveness is still a necessity. Now you see why I stay my ass behind somewhere else.
Yeah, you got to stay on the.
Zimbabwe come over here to try to teach us how to find diamonds, and the government of our government itself is trying to either lock you up or kill you.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Well, they locked those brothers,
whatever, but you can't say that you stood on that front line.
Check this out. They arrested those brothers, right? Just for advocating for Mugabe
And they're not out of
because he was
jail
under
yet, bro. They're not out.
and it takes out, and then because he was under sanctions that were illegal, illegal sanctions, right?
Well,
That that
America made it illegal. It wasn't really illegal, but I get
it
what you're
was
saying.
it was illegal sanctions, right? But the thing is, the sanctions could have it was friggin' Barack Obama who extended the sanctions,
Yeah, now you got it.
so far,
Now you
what I'm
got it.
saying. And I'm saying so. I'm saying to myself, and then also between that, Joe Biden canceling $45 billion worth of black HBCU funding. And the bottom
Funny.
line is like this. So it gets to the point where Black Americans were saying, well, we're just so beaten down, right? We're just so beaten
I-
down, right? And the bottom line is we have to make people really feel ashamed. We have to do. We have to. I hate to say this on Dynasty Show, man. Some of these Negroes on these platforms, man, we have to just bum rush the studios, right? Grab the mics
Mm.
out of their hands. I mean, really, Roland
But that's
Martin,
what
right?
gangbangers do, and people don't like gangbangers.
Yeah, the bottom line
That's
is
the
this.
muscle.
No matter what we say, it's
Mm.
you got the Roland Martins out there telling Roland Martin saying, "Oh, you're lying." He's trying to say it's just all your imagination. We didn't lose $45 billion. They say anything nowadays because they know we're powerless. We're weak. We're powerless. We don't have any power. We know we're not gonna strike back.
Shit.
We're so sick and everything.
Shit, the Mexicans then passed us by.
Yeah,
That shit's
everybody is.
crazy. That shit crazy.
Hey, but
Everybody's
Marcus,
pacified.
notice when things happen with help. See, we don't have to help us pass nobody. Ain't nobody helped us pass nobody by, bro. There's no one that helped us pass nobody
Thank
by.
you.
What we do, Marcus, is what we do. So I implore you, young brother, keep going, make the right investments. As Rim Tim said on there, rebuild. But don't forget your ancestors. Don't get and as Brandon said, don't get like stuck on them neither. Just
Yeah.
don't forget them. But do your building, bro. I work with the youth.
Mm.
Do your building, do your thing. Invest in you, invest in your investments, make them grow. So when you go somewhere else, you're not only making things grow, you're making show. So I just want to answer your question and watch Dinah's show and see any episode with Keller Genesis on it, because Keller always breaking down something you can do economically.
Mhm.
So you hear me, Brother Marcus, to answer
Yep.
your question?
Yeah, I'm
Go
listening.
to some of Dinah's old shows.
Mhm.
Look up some of the shows he got with Keller and what's the attorney name, Dinah's? From the Igbo tribe,
Ebube.
and Bube, and other brothers he's had on there, Brother Marcus. They have a lot of information for you on what to do with your money, because everybody ain't gonna make it to Africa, bro. So you asked the question earlier, and I ain't forgot it. What's the plan? If you can't make it to Africa, build your ass off where you at, and build an ark
Yeah.
where you are, and
A pipeline.
and
We
build
call it
a
a
credit
global
union
pipeline.
where you are.
Global pipeline. A global pipeline. A pipeline of
Uh-huh.
businesses, infrastructure, global black infrastructure. That's what we want.
And
Networks and everything.
so go ahead, Tori.
All right, then. That'll be cool.
Is that
Right, brother.
How old
Mufasa,
y'all?
Tory, or somebody else?
Go ahead, Tori.
Mufasa?
No, not
Mufasa?
Mufasa. Go ahead. No,
Oh,
go
okay.
ahead, Tori.
How's everyone doing today?
You're fine.
Peace and blessings.
All right. Blessed. I like
brother.
that. Peace always and blessings. Look, I feel like by saying the problem with black people, I feel like that is enslavement in itself by you saying that. Because if you don't focus on a solution or having a solution, then you'll never get to a solution. And I hear black people in America say this all the time. The problem with black people is this. The problem with black people is that. Well, I feel like, you need some healing, because I'm healed and I don't see it like that. I love my people, but I've also seen a lot of people around the world, a lot of black people around the world. African Americans do not decide or make what is black, because Nigerians act different, Senegalese act different, Dominicans act different, Colombians act different,
I
Brazilians
think we're talking about. I think
act
we're talking
different.
about African Americans here, brother. Because
Huh?
I think, let me know, with all the respect, brother. I think the conversation, because let me say something, right? And it's going to be real controversial, right? Um, when you meet a Haitian, right? People always ask me, what do you call them? What do you think of Haitian? I grew up with like all my Haitian friends and whatnot. I noticed something, right? And I never knew this until like 2 years ago, right? When I started 2 years ago, when I started doing the Dynasty show, I noticed something when what's your guy name? That is Lou Major, that he used to be on here, right? And, yo, check this out. It dawned on me when I met Luke Major 2 years ago, right? Yeah, you know something? So that's what they were thinking about us, right? You know? And I knew something. I said, wait a minute. All the freaking black kids that were on Honor Society were from freaking Haiti, Trinidad, in my school, right? Haiti, Trinidad, everything. All us African Americans were in sports, excuse me, hip hop, everything. We think I do great at everything. But you would only see the Haitian kid walking around with a band. You know, in school you had the band, kids who play instruments, you had the band and little black box and everything. And we used to clown and joke with. I said, "Oh wait, all our friends that were always on honor roll, on society, and the chess clubs and everything. All the black kids that were in those groups were from the islands, from basically Haitians. They value education. You know, they value education. Haitians and Caribbeans have always made up the upper echelons of Black America. Queen, what's the name? Madam Queen of Policy, in New York City. What's the name? I forgot her name. She was a queen of policy. Remember they made the movie with Bumpy Johnson about
Oh,
her.
Madam
Who was
Queen, Stephanie Sinclair.
Madam Queen, Stephanie Claire.
Yeah,
She was from the
Stephanie
islands.
Sinclair.
Remember how Madam Stephanie Claire. She was from the island. Remember how she was telling Bumpy to be cultured and everything. Bumpy from South Carolina. You know. So these Caribbeans always occupied the elite. They had a little more freedom in the islands, so they had more. They valued education. With Black America, we were just all for labor. Everything, even to this day, all the people wanted was for labor. We made a lot of strides and everything, but people look at us like, man, if we were here with what y'all have, no fun. But they don't understand the mentality of our people. Our people are Black America. We talk about Black America. We're people that suffer, mentally. I understand that, right? And so what we don't want to do is browbeat our people, right? We want to basically come to them and say, look, we understand, we understand that we've never been that people that value, no, we had it, right? But we always were made to feel uneasy if we did the right thing. You see a brother that stopped hanging out with you on the street corner, next thing you know, what are you doing? Oh, he's with his girl now. He's raising his kid now. He don't hang out no more. Oh, yeah, he's on the street corner hanging out no more. No, I think I'm gonna go to school. Oh, this nigga got a book in his hand. No other group of people that happens to. But the African, it's only because we share a culture opposite of white people in America. You see what I mean? Well, other people come here,
No,
they can be themselves. They can be
I
themselves.
don't.
Black,
Sir, I don't understand what you're saying. You're trying to say because we are raised in a society where black people aren't ruling and they give you a certain thing to be to put you in a box. That's the reason why we are the way we are here in
let,
in
let me
America,
ask
right?
you a question. Let me ask you a question, brother.
Mm.
What three now I'm dying to see a movie about Marcus Garvey, right? I'm dying to see a real movie about Henry McNeil Turner, right? I have
Okay.
a book called Journey to the Promised Land, Voyage of the Ark Azor, right? I had people look out there and say that'll be an excellent movie, right? I'm dying to see that on a big screen, right? But it won't make it. But what's on stars right now? You have the Black Mafia family, some other
Yeah.
kind of shit and everything, I'm just telling you, like, look, bro, I'm not gonna candy coat this, right? We got serious problems with other groups of people, right? Even though they love seeing our fuck culture and on display, right? White people will make movies about Rome, Greece. They'll make sure you know their history and all the glory. The Chinese people, the Japanese people will make all kinds. They got all kinds of plays right now in the Chrysler Hall in Norfolk about the China before the Han China before the China. Everybody relegates their culture and everything. They want you to know. This called a continuity. They for their posterity. The black community don't care about that. We don't care about our history. We don't care about anything. We got
No,
people
look,
here.
man, I'm gonna stop. I want to stop you right there. See, it's not the black community. The African American community does not care about that, and it's not all of them.
But
Because as
hold on,
Dinah says,
that's the
hold on,
majority.
Paisan,
Let him
hold
finish,
on.
y'all.
Let me say what I'm saying. Dinus, he talks about Nigeria as one of the best places that you really should be looking at. Now, I'm not going to go to Nigeria, but I understand why he says that. If you look on Netflix and you see some of these movies that these Nigerians are coming out with right now, you see powerful black individuals, all black characters.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
in America, huh?
No, I'm just saying,
Go ahead,
yes,
go ahead,
sir.
go ahead, Tori, go ahead.
So here in America, what you're saying is that what we don't see all of this, or we don't make all that because we don't make the rules over here. And so when you're saying let's stay in America and try and do
Oh,
this from
yo,
America,
bro,
I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you. There was another brother on here that said that, right? Now, these things that you're pointing out, it's hard for you to make movies that are not about drug dealing and all of these other things, these with F boys and D boys and all of that because you're here in America. But when you go over there to Africa, you have a whole different ball game that you can
oh
go ahead
yeah,
and invest in.
oh yeah, oh yeah. A whole continent. Let me say something. When I was over there, I listened to African. I felt so in love with African Afrobeat, hip hop, and everything like that. It was like, excuse me, you mean tell me I can listen to good music, club, party, and I don't have to hear nobody talk about killing somebody or somebody talking about run up in somebody's spot. Somebody talking about all this kind of negative. All it goes into your subconscious, you know. And then you wonder why all this chaos and anarchy is in our streets. That's what kids are listening to. 13-year-old kids gunning each other down in New York City, just the Bronx today. 2 people killed in a barbershop, no reason. This is a culture. It wasn't like that generation. I'm from New York. It wasn't like that a generation ago. It's like it's getting worse and worse and worse. They're pushing LGBTQ in our culture. They're producing all kinds of degenerate stuff and nonsense, and everything. They won't leave us the fuck alone, right? I don't know what it is
No,
about us. They won't leave us alone. Black
Well,
America used to be the most moral community in America. We had the most marriages. We had the least out of wedlock birth. It was
truth.
unheard of for a black girl to be unwed, or white kids. People used to have babies and leave them at the doorstep of a rich family. Please raise my such and such. Right. We didn't do that. We always had grandmothers who stepped up and raised the kid and whatnot. You can go down there and live with such and such. We were always that type of. That's who the hell we are. We need to get back to that, right? Now, let me say, I'm gonna make you guys laugh, right? Make you guys laugh. I'm trying to be funny. I'm trying to be serious. Now, Gam Gam is wearing booty shorts, right? You know, you know. Now you got grandma, 50 years old, when now she out here with the thing. She's like, I ain't trying to do all that.
GG. That's
Gam
GG.
Gam. Yeah,
right, but
she ain't trying
how do they do this? How do they
the
do this? How
culture,
do they change
the
the
Hey,
culture,
narrative?
Tori know GG.
No,
Tori know.
they change
Ask
the
Tori. He know
narrative.
GG.
They
the
change the
culture.
narrative by television, by telling lies to your vision. They put
Yep,
these things on on the television for your kids to see, and this is what they implement, and this is how they go about the world. Now, if you look at 50 years ago or 30 years ago, what was on TV, you saw black men in suits, you saw black
yep,
mafias, you saw a different type of individuals. But when they started putting the rap figures in the 90s, they put, hip hop became a big thing. And I'm not saying hip hop is not a bad thing, but when you have and you don't control something,
right.
they can say, I want this to be the image
Preach,
that you have. So
preach.
when you're here in America and that's the image that they're giving to you, and you feel like, well, why is it like this? Well, why is it like that? Well, because the image of you is being controlled and you're not
Yep,
controlling your own image. So when you're telling your people that this is the way that we are, well, instead of you seeing the way that we are now, because you know that this isn't the true way that we are, you have to show the way that we should be. I like the movie Jingle Jangle. It's a black Christmas movie because they showed black characters, an all black cast, in these heightened positions, elevated positions, top hats,
right,
type all of these suits. You have to see yourself in better positions. You have to see how
right.
you would
It's
like
image.
to be because it's the
Right.
law of attraction. If you keep telling all the
Life
worst
and
things,
yeah.
go
Let
ahead.
me say this story.
If
Let me
you
say the story. Let me say
go
the
ahead.
story. Life imitates art. You're 100% right. Right. This is what the Nation of Islam. The reason why it was so powerful one time. Right. They didn't have anything really to go competition. They had no gang members and thugs and even the thugs in the street wore suit and ties. You know, even the
Mm,
thugs in the streets had enough pieces to cover his bottle up with thing like that. You know, or tip his hat to a lady and everything like
right.
that. You know, in the street. You know, they came in and Harlem was called Uptown. When you went
Hmm.
uptown in Harlem, right? White people, black people, everything, all go uptown. That's where you saw all the rich, fancy black folks. The black folks fake it till I make it. Even if I didn't have a dollar in my pocket, I could put a nice suit and tie on, and I look like $1 million. That was called uptown. My shoes would shine, and I'm going up there and whatnot, and I have my cigar in my mouth or a pipe in my mouth. People think I'm $1 million. You know, that's where I come from. You know,
Right.
Harlem. You know, so, but the whole thing is, how is it that they took all that away from us? We were the role models for immigrants coming off the boat. They didn't know how to dress. They didn't know how to dress.
Yep.
They said look fancy. Then you want to look like the fancy colored folks from uptown. You
Right.
know, all that has been erased because of jealous white people and jealous people. I think I'm not gonna put it on black people. Black people bear some responsibility. I think it's not ignorance, but there's certain white people up on top who did not like the influence that we had on culture. So if we're gonna influence them, right, it's always gonna be something negative, right? It's always something negative. They don't want it. Malcolm X, right? Do you know Malcolm X? If Malcolm X lived, I believe Malcolm X could have been the first black president. He was transcending race because even though he was talking about white people and everything, he had a way with words where he spoke with his conviction. He was like, and white people are like, you know something, we are racist. You know, we are like that. You know, I like this guy Malcolm X. This guy, white guy in the world, but Malcolm X said, "Brother Malcolm, can I join your organization?" He said, "No, I can't accept you because you're white." Man, I agree with. If I was a Negro, I would join you. I follow you. And so I'm saying a couple months later he's dead, right? My point I'm trying to make is this: we had those sort of leaders back then. You know, we had those sort of leaders. Had Malcolm X lived, you think all this gang rapping, all this stuff like that would be here in Black America? No. Even Nicky Barnes said that. Nicky Barnes said that he admired Malcolm X's even though they were selling heroin. He said he admired the brotherhood, the discipline. They try to keep it organized and everything, even though they were doing dirt and everything like that, right? He tried to keep it organized. He said, but if Malcolm X had lived and whatnot, you know, he said he
Hmm.
wouldn't his organization would have never took off. He said in the wake of Malcolm X's death, that's when all the heroin drug deals that took off. And there's no Malcolm X because he had this powerful hold on the black male mind. When you heard Malcolm X speak, it's a conviction. You felt it in your soul. You want to do right. I'm gonna go down there. I'm gonna get that factory job. I'm gonna get in that school. I'm gonna take that test as a civil servant. I'm gonna do what I gotta do and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what Malcolm X inspired in people, in black men. We don't have a
Big
Malcolm
big
X right now.
big brother Kyler.
Yeah.
When you get done, can I begin to say some things in my closing?
Go ahead,
Yeah, we're
brother.
gonna
Go ahead.
close.
I'm done. I'm
We're gonna
done. I'm done. I'm done.
yeah. So let's do this. Tori, go ahead. The Fudge Your Money close out. Go ahead, Tori. You want to respond to that? Then Fudge Your Money. Go ahead and close out.
All right. So I believe that everyone needs to get back to truth. I feel like a lot of us don't know what truth is. We are, some of us are following Kemet, some of us are following Egypt, some of us are following the Hebrews, some of us are following Moors, and all that type of thing. So it still separates us. But we need to separate ourselves from what we know is what you keep saying the white people keep trying to do to us, you know, because they keep coming and attacking us. I understand why they're attacking us, but I'm not going to say on here the reason why because I know who I am. I'm just waiting for my people to learn who they are because there's plenty of black, rich individuals. But how often do any of these millionaires come together, five of them, and say we're gonna build this over here, we're gonna build that over there? So I understand that the problem is the separation of the mentality that we look at each other. I mean, even my neighborhood. I live in an all-black neighborhood, nice neighborhood, but do they ever say hi to me? Do we say hi to each other? Nah.
Nope.
So I understand the
Nope.
separation that is
Nope.
here. So, but I also understand that I'm from Italy. I was born in Italy, and I know that there's a lot of Africans over there because I've encountered nothing but Africans in Italy. And the brotherhood that I felt while I was in Italy at the time with my other Africans, when I knew that I wasn't African, is such stronger than it is here in America. And so, therefore, they know something that we don't know. And if we keep separating ourselves from all of this, you know, the slave trade, that they brought slaves through Brazil. Most of the slaves went to Brazil, but yet you don't say that, oh, yeah, we're brothers with Brazil. You don't say that we're brothers with those people in Colombia. You don't say we're brothers with those people in the Dominican Republic. We think that we're different, that we own the title of black, but it's not that. We just need to understand what we're trying to build. We know that we need to heal. All of this black man versus black woman, it needs to stop. Black men need to be able to rise up and learn how to be real black men, have that sensuality and caring for their black woman to lead their black woman into a certain destination. But if you're still on the streets, you don't know the streets or you don't know the big game, and you're not trying to go anywhere, there's no reason for her to really be with you anyway. But in actuality, we just need to get to truth. And when we find the truth and we stop just talking and we be about it, I feel like we can make something really happen.
All right, cool. Go ahead, Fajimoni.
All right. Thank you, Brother Tori, and Brother
No
Kala,
problem.
and Brother Brandon, and
one,
all the hosts.
one last
And
thing.
everybody
One
who's
last
there.
thing. A person said, if I'm Italiano, what does the slave trade have to do with me? That was the most ignorant question that I ever heard. But, you know, God bless you.
Yeah, I don't even give credence to that stuff. Ibashe, Mojuba, to all of our ancestors. I'm just thankful that I'm able to be on the show. I'm thankful to Dynast because his ancestors and because his creator allowed me to be here and allowed him to be here to even have this platform. I'm thankful to all of y'all ancestors by whatever name. And I'm hope y'all thankful for it as well. I'm thankful for each and every last one of y'all individuals who lent their mind and ear to hear me through the platform of Dynast. Again, my site, my page is Tamazite, TAMAZIGHT on YouTube. Also, it is African Diaspora Academies, and the exposure room is coming soon. But support Dynast, support Search for Uhuru, support Dynast when he goes to Africa, support Dynast when he's giving, and I say Ibashe for Dynast helping families get citizenship. So all you Turtle Islanders and all you I feel the curse. All you motherfuckers out there who lying to people, I'm going to curse and selling them bogus paperwork. Hey, listen, everybody. Dynast Amir has a way for you to get the citizenship you need if you're trying to escape something. He's proven it. He's showing it. I'm sending a family with him coming up for him to prove it again. And then he's going to prove it again. Brandon, I'm sure he's done some of it too. I don't know yet. I know what Dynast's doing, but I'm pretty sure Brandon doing something, even Kyler. So I'm just saying, I respect that. Support Search for Uhuru. Support Search for Uhuru's tours. Support Search for Uhuru's shows. Congratulations, Dynast. Omo Oba, Dynast. I bet fair. Adewale. Congratulations for your 100,000 plus subscribers.
Congratulations.
Thank you for allowing little people like me to even come on a show with 100,000 plus subscribers, because I can call people, I can say names, I can say Sarnetta, I can say Moore's World, I can say other shows, and I can call them, I can get information on things that they use for their education to educate their people. Or I can say some people go to my site, not the ones I mentioned. A lot of people go to my sites that I had to make secret. Regardless of the fact, Dynast Amir is a person that lets you on this show. He asks you to pull his coattail. He asks you to call him 1,000 times, none of that. And nobody's like doing anything for clout because people been out here doing things for years. So I'm just saying this. Show respect, show love to the elders, but also show it to the youth because Dynast is younger than me. Brandon is younger than me. I show love. Show love, y'all. It don't matter how gangster you are. It don't matter who you are, what you do. Show love. And in closing, because he had questions about Chicago. Mutual comeback. Chicago. That's been the law of the land. So to help y'all out with something, there's a court decision outside that tells you that the police have no obligation to serve you. If you want to know more about the law, hit up Dynasty's channel, ask for Fajimoni, aka Complex, and if you have these questions, I will answer them for you. There's also something that says your door stoop is not privacy, and your privacy stops where you open your door at. Meaning, if you have a porch, a front lawn, you go outside your door, that is the public. I teach law, I teach civics for the people. Been doing it for years. 40 out of 60 cases my people have won. My students learn law and civics. That's mutual combat. Also, recently in Chicago, in July, Chicago just passed the Empowering Communities Ordinance, where citizens have control over now have control over choosing and hiring and firing police officers. The mass media did not mention it. You can go to the website caarpr.org to look up this ordinance, where Chicago is one of the first cities to actually get a hold, and that's my organization as well that I've been a steering committee of. They now have a hold of hiring, firing, and watching police. And in conclusion, again, thank the highest spirit, as I call El Damare, whatever name you call it. Thank you. I wish there was more feminine energy on here, and I thank you women who were watching, who probably just let us men talk it out and do our thing out of respect. I thank y'all. And, contact Dynasty. You want to get my contact. And if you want to get classes, if you need classes for your children, you see on my wall here, African Diaspora Academies, I've made a curriculum for people who don't want their children going to get the jail. If you need information on religious exemptions that are not from some crooked ass Turtle Island non-Native American, non-nation having person, including Ali Muhammad, whoever you're following, don't get yourself in trouble. Listen, Black wealth is worth saving, and I'm going to ask y'all, don't do it. Call Dynasty, say, hey, what's that guy Fajimoni, Complex, whichever name you want to use. I will help you get the information for free. You're not going to get charged. Save your jobs, save your family, teach your children, take care of yourself, because we are in an emergency situation. And I hope Dynasty brings me back to talk about what to do in this state of emergency for you all, for the people, because I actually care.
Fajimoni,
loves you. Larry
you
loves
come back
you.
on tomorrow.
I love you.
You can come back on tomorrow. What to do during this state of emergency? You come back on tomorrow if you want to.
Yes, sir.
Everyone, thank you so much.
Everybody.
Yes, sir. Everyone, thank you so much for joining. Like, share, subscribe. Until next time, family. That is Mr. Faru. Hey, tour Sierra Leone. If you like the road to Sierra Leone, citizenship opportunities are available. Hit me up. Go to searchforwho.com. Peace.